Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. Hi, Nancy. Look at how fast people are on the start. It's absolutely wonderful. Thanks. Anyways, hi, everyone, and welcome to another Wacky Wednesday at my sewing room here in Calgary. And yes, we are having one of those wonderful days where we're getting some moisture. Hi, Robin. Yes, we finally got some rain. Not a great deal, but some. So my hope is that the rain that's falling not in Spain, but mainly in our Calgary plain, is actually hitting some of our fires and or helping out the farmers. So anyways, but yes, here we are. Wacky Wednesday. And I'd like to thank you all the viewers who always tune in. And thank you for your likes, your loves, your shares, and all of your wonderful comments. It is absolutely wonderful to have you as my audience every week. It is great. So I do have some special shout outs. Hi, Anne. I have special shout outs for people today, and I'd like to just say hello to Anne D, Nancy C, who's with us, Anne S, who just tuned in, Sandy A, Ruth C, Rita D, hi Ruth, Mama J, Carol D and Paul, Loanne F, Ann L, Rose L, Sandy W, Robin S, hi Robin, Carol G, Glenda and Mike, aka Betty and Wilma, Jean and Maui Jim, hope they're having smooth sailing, Mary Zed, Debbie, Fern, Christine, Donna, Cam, Julie, who are all my on-floor people who are always there to help me come up with some good ideas. And I'd like to thank Betty for the inspiration for today's show, and also wish her and Mark a very happy anniversary. So there's our special shout outs for today. Want to thank Chelsea and Tyler for getting us all set up and getting in the media area and having us all going. So today we're going to talk about bobbing along. So join me, everybody, for a little song. Are you ready? Wake up, you sleepyhead. Get up, get out of your bed. Cheer up, up. The sun is red. Love, live, laugh and be happy. When the red robin goes bobbing along. When the red robin goes bobbing along. There'll be no more sobbing when he starts throbbing his sweet old song. Thank you for the red robin. Now I have to tell you a story about this red robin. We have an awning in our backyard, and of every year my husband so kindly puts up beautiful flower baskets for me. And a few years ago, not too long ago, the robins decided they'd build a nest in one of my hanging baskets under the awning, so that way they wouldn't be, out of the elements. They wouldn't have any strange predators. So we had been away for a couple of days. We came back, and darned if there weren't all these eggs in our basket. And it was like, oh dear, the fight was on from then on, because every time you walked out, that robin would come and dive bomb us from every direction. They'd stand out there and chitter every time we sat at the table to have our breakfast or lunch or dinner. And it was a very long summer till all those eggs finally hatched. And we got to watch the baby robins all jump out of the flower basket, hit our deck, fall onto the lawn. And from there, Mama Robin and Daddy Robin helped them out of the yard. It's a good thing, because not long after the hatching, Miss Harley came to visit us, and she was snooping around looking to see if she could find some of those red robins on the ground. Anyways, so red robin, that's what got me thinking about, or Betty thinking about bobbins. So, of course, when bobbins come to mind, I think of these kind of bobbins, fishing bobbins. I think it's really great. So I did pull out some fishing fabric, very pretty fishing fabric. This one is called At the Lake. So at the lake, you might find some of those lovely fishing fish, those nice little fish that we have here. You might find a robin or two, and you might see a bobbin. So anyways, yeah. So then I got thinking, well, what's the first bird you'll see in 100-acre wood when the spring arrives? Well, of course, it's a Christopher robin. And why was the joker in the tree? He was trying to find Robin's nest. Anyway, so there's our, you thought today was going to be all about red robins and bobbins for fishing. I seriously want to talk to you about bobbins. Bet you thought this was a fishtail, but it's not. Bobbins are not just for fishing. Bobbins are for us who sew and embroider. And I got to tell you, not all bobbins are created equal. Especially when I went to find how many different bobbins we carry at the store and realized, you're right, bobbins are not all created equal. That's because sewing machines aren't all made the same. If you have a brother or Bernina, they're different. If you have a Singer, it's different than maybe a Husqvarna or a Janome. Maybe it's a White or an Elna or Kenmore. I have an old Kenmore. And those bobbins don't transfer back and forth. You have to have the right bobbin for the right machine for the right project. And so I want to show you and share with you a few of the bobbins. Are you ready? Let's bob along. So the first ones I came to, of course, were our Bernina bobbins. And my goodness, they've got some gigantic bobbins. These are the really big ones that fit your 4, 5, and 7 series machines. Those babies really can pack a lot of thread on them. But those are absolutely beautiful. We also have that big style as for anyone who has that special 8 series as well. These are the black bobbins with the silver little icons along the outside. Now these bobbins, I have learned, only go in one way. So if it doesn't move in nice and smoothly on your bobbin, in your bobbin case or on your holder for running a bobbin, filling it, then it's not on right. So remember, these guys only go one way, and it's really easy to see which way. If it doesn't go on smoothly, it's on wrong. Anyway, so those are the big bobbins for the Berninas. Well, I have to tell you, I don't have a big Bernina. I have just a regular standard 5mm Bernina. I just love my bubbles. It's a 635 LE, so it came totally loaded, which is absolutely wonderful. Got luggage and everything with it. Embroidery, oh, it's fantastic. But it takes these bobbins. These ones are for a CB hook. They are not as big as the other bobbins that Bernina makes, and neither are the 9mm bobbins for all those Artista bobbin machines out there. These are the metal ones, and they don't hold as much as those big boys, those big brother bobbins. So if you have bobbin envy, you need to move to a bigger Bernina machine. All right, so those are Berninas, and I thought, wow, okay, so those are all the Bernina ones. They don't fit in anything else. They don't fit in our Burnett series. So the Burnett series, now this could be kind of hard to see, but the Burnett series actually uses a 1/2-inch plastic. And I didn't have any other bigger packages, but that's a Burnett bobbin. So those are our Berninas, our Burnett's. Now, of course, we also sell here at the store brothers. And I know that there's people out there on that list, Miss Nancy and a few others, who have beautiful brother machines. And so they work on slightly different bobbins. They can use the 11.5mm or 7/16. I just call these the 1/2 inches. It's an easy way to know them. They're the SA 156s. Most of the brother machines use that. There are a few that use something that's not quite as wide. They are only 9.2 millimeters or 3/8 of an inch. And they're not quite as wide. The same size around, but not quite as wide. They are the SA 155s. So we have those for you. Now, some of your machines use a metal bobbin. And I'm thinking that is the PQ. Okay, isn't that lovely? It just went 1500. They have metal bobbins, and those are the ones, they are SA 159s. So again, totally different than what Bernina has. So am I not right? Every machine has a different one, because then I go hunting in our things and I find all sorts of things. I found some Singer bobbins. Now, we don't actually deal with Singer machines very often. We don't sell them, but we do have a few of their bobbins. We have the Futura bobbin and the one that fits the Singer 221, 222, 301 models. One is metal, one is plastic, and they're quite a bit different. So those bobbins are for Singer. So now we don't do a lot of Singer machines, but we can kind of look at them and check them over and see if we can deal with them. So that is our lineup of the Berninas and the Brothers and the odd Singer ones that we have. We also have Titans, and unfortunately there's not a package of Titan bobbins in my thing, but they are metal, solid metal. And we do have them for our Titans because we sell the industrial Titans as well. All right, here we go. Now, if the machines don't do what you need and you need somebody to do some long arming and stuff like that, we actually have, and I don't see, we have Bernina bobbins for the really big Bernina sit down and the Bernina long armors. So we also have the handy quilter. Woohoo! Now these are big bobbins. They are quite wide. They come metal and you can load them up. Or you could get the fancy purple case. Look at all those beautiful fancy purple bobbins in a case. We'll discuss that case in just a minute. So we have handy quilter bobbins as well. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Now, of course, Wonderfill doesn't want to be left out. So Wonderfill, okay, so thanks, Anne. Anne tells me that the 221 and the 222 are known as the featherweights for Singer. Excellent. So maybe that's why we have them. There's a lot of featherweights that do come into the store. So that would be a good reason why we have those. All right, so now we're on to the big large capacity M's class bobbins for the handy quilter. Well, there's also some Wonderfill ones, and these ones come in two different sizes. So here's where you have to learn your different sizes. One is a class 15. One is a class L. And the class L's, as far as I can figure, are similar to the Brother bobbins. They're not as wide. These are more like, the class 15s are more like the size 15. These come pre-wound. And so you can get these for your machines. And at the store, we do have a chart that you can figure out which machine uses which one. So we've got a listing all the way from Bernina down to, who's at the very end there, Husqvarna, Janome, all of them. We've got it. You can figure out which set of bobbins you've got. All right, so that's the Wonderfill Bobbinator. Okay, now you have all of these bobbins. How do we keep track of them? What do we do with them? How are we going to keep all these bobbins from bobbing along? Anyway, so what we have are some really great ideas. First off, in order to keep them from unwinding, Brother has got a set of clips that you can actually snap onto your bobbin, and that helps it from unthreading, because I know I have just a mass of thread knots in my box, but these would be really great. They fit on the 1/2 inch That's the SA 156s. And they just clip around and hold the bobbin so that the all the wonderful thread doesn't go all over the place. Now, we were talking about Wonderfills. Well, they now have this great little thing called a bobbinator. So the bobbinator looks like, I don't know, it keeps them all in nice little orders, and it's got a hole in the bottom. So you can actually use these bobbins as thread for the top of your machine. So if you've got some of these wonderful colors and you only need a little bit at a time, you can stack them in the bobbinator and use it just like you would a spool of thread. So there's a little hole on the bottom. That's called a bobbinator. That is so cool. So that's a couple of ways that you can use your bobbins and keep them together and have some fun with it. Now I want to go back to this guy. So this is actually the purple bobbins. They are for the Handy Quilter, the M class, and they are lovely, and they come in a little package. That way you can keep these guys without losing them. So let's have a little look. See, they all line up nice in the little slots, and there they are. So Handy Quilter does that for their M class bobbins. So we also have some other people that do them. We have a Dritz one, and these ones look like they probably fit the 5mm. The round ones that I use, those would fit nicely in there, and that would keep them all trapped in one location. That would be cool. So if you're like me though, I kind of like to keep my bobbins in different containers. So because you've got the cotton that you run with, you've got your poly, you've got a rayon. So I actually have moved to the plastic bobbin saver, and I've got them different colors, so I know that and label them so that I know that all my cotton threads fit in bobbins in one, all my poly bobbins in another, and then my odd ones, if I have any rayon or stuff, I put them in these bobbins. And you know what, you don't have to do it round. You can do the bobbinator round, or you can be a rectangle square. So the only square bobbin saver with pliable personality, they call it. So these are great for ways of trapping those little bobbins so they're not running all over the place. Now, of course, people get so smart. Handy Quilter made a tree. It is the cutest little thing you've ever seen. It is a Handy Quilter bobbin tree. And these fit both of those L and M class bobbins, and you can fill them up and put them in there. And it's like a little tower. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little slots that you can put all these bobbins in. Anyways, yeah, so all of these pre-fills that you've got, you can store them in here if they're not in the bobbinator. So that's kind of fun. Handy Quilter did that. I like that. That's cool. Now, there's other ways of handling those bobbins. Dritz makes something called a bobbin boat. Well, isn't that the cutest little thing? They're little tubes. Oh, class, I need to show you close up. This is a bobbin boat by Dritz, and they just tuck in here, similar to the square, but these are 3 separate so that you can pop your bobbins in, which is kind of fun. A bobbin boat, because we can go bobbing around in that one too. All right, everybody, I know you're getting weary of the bobbin talk, but I have 2 more ideas for you. One is called the magnetic bobbin holder. Now this one works really well for anyone who has magnetic or the metal bobbins, because there is a magnet that runs down the back, and your little bobbins just lay there nice and simple right on top. It's magnetic. So that's called the grab bobbin magnetic bobbin holder. So that's kind of fun too. Grab it tools. So man, you can corral a lot of bobbins with this stuff. Now, there's another problem. So we have some bobbin wraps up front. We also have spool wraps up front. They're little plastic wraps. You just wrap it around and it holds the spool and it holds the bobbin. Or if you want to hook them both together, we have something called the unique bobbin mates. And so what you can do with this is you tuck it, the bottom part, you slide your bobbin on, then tuck this into the thread, and it holds the two together, because there's nothing like making bobbins and then trying to figure out where you did where the thread to the other bobbin went to. These guys solve your problem. So you can put them together, and they're the bobbin mates. Bobbin mates. That is so cool. So as you can see, our red robin might have gone bobbing along, but they're not talking about fishing bobbins. We're talking about sewing machine bobbins today. And that's really cool. We have so many of them. We can help you out with any of your bobbin needs you might have. Anyways, that's bobbing along. So I got looking around the store today, and there's something else. I was so surprised. We actually have a quilt called Spool and Bobbin. And let me show you that. There it is, the Spool and Bobbin quilt kit. It includes the pattern and the fabric and the binding. You just need your backing and batting. It works out to be a square of 56.5 inches by 56.5 inches. And that is the cool, really cool design layout. And it's by Best of She Who Sews. And I have to tell you, we have lots of the Best of She Who Sews fabric. So if you're looking for the backing, there we have some of that goes with that as well. So that is called the Spool and Bobbin Quilt Kit. I love it. I love it. All right. So what got me started on this, of course, was Miss Betty. She told me about, you know, bobbins, and I thought about the red bobbins, but also about fishing. I know that there are some dads out there that love to go fishing, and I thought the bobbins were kind of cool because it's coming up on Father's Day next weekend. Oh my goodness, it came so fast. On Sunday, of course, it's Father's Day. So I hope that all the fathers have a very, very special day and have lots of fun. May not have fun with our bobbins, this kind of bobbin, but they might with these, or they might be sewers and love bobbins. All right. So everybody, I'm so glad you tuned in to hear about the red robin who keeps bobbing along. Now, Chelsea gave me some new fabric today, so I thought I'd bring it to your attention. This is so pretty. Oh my goodness. So if you are really, really into embellished fabrics, the Asian inspired ones, this one is called Empress, and it's by Chong H. Wong, and it's a timeless treasure one, and it just is so beautiful. It looks like peacock feathers. It's got that rich gold, the beautiful colors in it. It's absolutely gorgeous. It just came in, and we have lots of it, and it's only $23.99 a meter. It's from Timeless Treasures. And there are big prints. They have small continuous prints, which are very beautiful as well. These would make some really nice little gift bags. And I'm thinking, you know, it would make a cute little quilted jacket too. I think if you took this and quilted it and then made it into a jacket, that would be smashing. Anyways, yeah, so that is called Empress, and there's lots. There's many different colors. She's given me the lovely basics, plus really beautiful teals and blues and green. Oh my goodness, they are just lovely. So let's have a look at the other side of this one. Look at the colors on here. Okay, I didn't hit the button. Let me hit the button again. There we go, close up. Look at that. Is that gorgeous? The color is so rich. I don't think our camera quite does it justice, but it's so beautiful. Blues and greens. And then, of course, the black background with all of the colors, purple. I don't think you can quite see the purples and things. Absolutely stunning. And it's called Empress. So that is brand new to us. It just came in and it's having its day at Facebook. So that's why I'm telling you all about it. And then I'm going to put it on a chair and I'm going to give it to Fern. And she said there's room for it. So I hope you can come in and get yours. That would be awesome. All right. So there we are. We are done for another Wacky Wednesday. And I hope you enjoyed discussing bobbins. It's amazing how all bobbins are not created equal. Some are bigger. Some are plastic, some are metal, some are gigantic and last forever, like they're the industry standard for sizes. But I just want one last thing to share with you before I go. And this is, I think you may have seen it before, but this is a lovely panel and it's called Life is Short. Buy the fabric. You never know when it's going to go away. And this panel is adorable too. So life is short. Buy the fabric and have some fun with it. Use your bobbins and make decorative stitches and be exciting. Embroider it and just have a great time. Anyways, everyone, that's it for Sandy and Wacky Wednesday this week. I'll be back next week with another very exciting show. It may not be all bobbing along, but we'll have some fun. Anyways, good to see you guys. Thanks so much. Don't forget loves, likes, shares, and comments. I love comments. Or stop by the store and visit. We always like to catch up with everyone. Have a great rest of the week. Love that rain out there. And have a wonderful